We are joined now by Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert of Colorado, who joins us from D.C. tonight, where the House has been in session. Congresswoman Boebert, thank you for your time. I imagine that you probably have been watching the race between your colleague, Democrat Congresswoman Diana DeGette, and the Democratic Socialist Melat Kiros. Indications are Kiros might take her out today.
Yes, this was something that we were anticipating. It didn't know exactly how this race would turn out, how the vote would split. But Kiros is a described socialist, and she also described a massacre of Hamas of 1,200 innocent civilians as inevitable, just as she did about 9/11. She says to abolish ICE. She's called for abolishing immigration and customs enforcement, describing it as born out of fear and hatred. She is a self-proclaimed socialist. And Kyle, I think this is a gift to Republicans who are running on the general ballot in Colorado. So it is certainly an upset. We've seen these before in Colorado. I took out an incumbent from my own party just some years ago, and now here we are with a self-proclaimed socialist taking out a 30-year incumbent, Diana DeGette, the dean of the delegation. And I do think that this is how this race will end up, that Melat Kiros will be the Democrat nominee. And it's interesting, Kyle, because in 2024, the Democrat Party, they were electing more moderate candidates, and that was their goal, to show that they can be reasonable, that they can work across the aisle. And this time, all of that has gone out the window, and they are showing their true colors and saying, we want socialism. Inevitably, we want communism. We want you to own nothing and be happy.
So Melat Kiros is what you describe all Democrats as being. All Democrats are not Melat Kiros, but I understand why it's helpful from a messaging perspective. At the end of the day, though, do you look at her as somebody who is younger, fresh to politics, a firebrand with strong ideas, out with the old, in with the new? I see some of her in you and some of you in her. You're diametrically opposed politically, but both of you took a similar path to power.
Sure, that firebrand essence is a key to her candidacy, and it is very appealing, especially to the younger base. And for those who are just tired of politicians in general, no matter what party, who continuously let them down. I do understand that. I am opposed to more socialism. I am opposed to the policies that she is bringing to the table. But you're seeing this in New York. You have the Mamdani allies who won their candidacy. Look, Dan Golden, he is someone who led the impeachment against Donald Trump. And that was not hating Trump enough for him to be safe in his own primary. He was defeated by some 30 points by someone who was endorsed by a socialist, by Mamdani, and who wants more fiery, progressive policy agendas. I love going to Denver. I love Colorado. I want to fight for Colorado. I don't want Colorado to be the epicenter of socialism and communism, and you can't disagree without hating each other. I want us to all get along in some way, and I would love to keep the Diana DeGettes of the world, the Michael Bennetts of the world, so we can find some common ground. I have found common ground with Diana DeGette and Michael Bennet, and now here I am in a race where I am going to have to expose a self-proclaimed socialist in Colorado and hope that she does not get elected. But in Denver, in Colorado 1, in the county of Denver, well, that's more than likely your next Congresswoman.
Congresswoman Boebert, I'm Mallory Harris, next senior political producer. My question for you is, obviously, Diana DeGette is no friend to Donald Trump, right? But are you concerned that as Colorado appears poised to move to the left and elect somebody like a Melat Kiros, that will bring more retribution from the Trump administration against projects impacting your district?
I am always working for my district and for Colorado. I am the most senior Republican in Colorado. I've actually represented 53 of our 64 counties in our state. Don't worry, I'm not moving to a district nearby to try to represent more. But I'm always fighting for these projects to be secure for our state. And it seems to not matter who else is in office. It's whatever is at the prerogative of the president and what's going on that day. We are continuing to work to take care of the fires that are happening out west and in southern Colorado, and ensure that funding is available. We're working on water projects. I certainly have worked to secure projects in my district. In this current term, I brought back tens of millions of dollars, and I'm going to continue to do that. Retribution isn't something that I would classify what President Trump is doing. I would think that he's prioritizing other areas, and I'm glad that there's people like me, Congressman Jeff Hurd, Jeff Crank, and Gabe Evans, who are the voice of Colorado and are bringing that reason to President Trump to bring those projects to fruition. And I promise you, we will see more results in Colorado this year and even next year if more socialists and radical Democrats are elected.
Congresswoman Lauren Boebert clearly showed up with something to say tonight. We appreciate your time and your perspective, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you.